तो चलो यार हमारी हाँ तो चलो यार स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट करते हैं। हमारी जेंशिन इम्पैक्ट खेल रहा हूँ मैं, और सेकंड अकाउंट है मेरा ये, और इसमें खेलूँगा। हाँ चल बेस्ट से स्टार्ट करते हैं। मेरे को लग रहा है आज लक थोड़ा अच्छा है, मिल जाएगा अपना प्लेयर। मेरे को जो चाहिए वो मिल जाएगा आज। प्राइमो भर गए मेरे, सॉरी प्राइमो बोलता हूँ, रेजिन भर गया है मेरा। कंडेंस है 5। एक काम करते हैं इसको पहले, सॉरी इस पे नहीं जाते हैं। एक जगह रेजिन खर्च कर लेते हैं। कोई एक ऐसा प्लेयर है जिसको मैं बना रहा हूँ। ये फोटो में जा रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे भी नहीं आना है। इसको असेंट के लिए क्या लग रहा है? इसके लिए है ये कोई बॉस का मांग रहा है ड्रॉप, इसको ड्रॉप करते हैं। ए हेलो, बहुत दिन बाद मैं कर रहा हूँ यार। हेलो लूफी, नाम चेंज किया है क्या तूने? पहले कुछ और था शायद तो। यार रेजन यूज करेंगे, फिर बाद में बॉस को मारेंगे, सॉरी फिर बाद में विश मांगेंगे। यस एनिमे फैन, वही मेरे को लगा। लेकिन मेरे लेटेस्ट सब्सक्राइबर में तेरा नाम चेंज नहीं दिख रहा है, वही एनिमे फैन ही दिख रहा है। इसलिए मेरे को लगा कि तू एक ही कोई और है। खत्म करना है के लिए इसको अभी। बस थोड़ा सा मेरे को दिखा नहीं यार, एक और मेरा रेडी ना। मेरे यहाँ पे है। चल यार अभी विश मांगते हैं। ओके ये कनेक्ट कर लिया मैंने, आखिरी बार ही किया था शायद तक। हाँ यार नहीं मिला। एक और बाय कर सकता हो गया मैं, देखता हूँ 75। इसको यूज नहीं करना है यार मेरे को। यहाँ पे कुछ मिल जाएगा, इसमें कभी नहीं मिला है। यहाँ पे 4 स्टार गया। चल एक नया इवेंट आया है, उसमें प्राइमोजेम्स तो मिलेंगे बहुत सारे, फिर देख लेंगे।
Take it easy.
अच्छा, इनने देखा नहीं मेरे को, किसी और ने देखा। ओके, पीछे वाले ने देखा।
Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. There is no escape. Gotcha.
Let the show begin.
ज़्यादा दिन लॉगिन ने मारो तो यही होता है। बैटल पास में बहुत पीछे हूँ। ए, यहाँ पे चेस्ट है।
This is the kind of surprise I could sing about.
ये कौन सा एरिया है? मेरे इसमें यहाँ पे 99 एक अकाउंट में मेरा फंसा हुआ है 99% पे, तो शायद तक वही जगह हो सकती है वो।
Go, Barbara, go!
वही जगह होंगी। अच्छा, ये अलग क्वेस्ट है, मेरे को लगा दूसरा है।
Everyone hold hands.
Shine down. Busted. There is no escape.
इस साइड आ जा।
Quietly now.
Let's dance. I see everything.
Shine down.
तब तो कलेक्ट कर लेते हैं, वो आएंगे अपने पास।
Take it easy.
उसकी की लॉस्ट हो गई वाला क्वेस्ट है शायद पर। यस, लग रहा है वही है। हाँ वही है, वो आदमी खड़ा है वहाँ पे। एलिमेंटल साइट कैसे, उसके पास विजन भी नहीं है।
Take it easy.
की एक बार में मिल गई यार। लास्ट अपना। डिफीट ऑल ओपोनेंट्स। अच्छा स्प्रेडिंग इविल है। मैं बोला ऐसा क्यों नाम था उसका।
Game's up.
ये ऐसे नहीं जाएगा। बाहर निकल जा भाई।
Take it easy.
डेली का मिशन रिवॉर्ड लेते हैं। आज तो करके रहना है। आज प्लेयर चाहिए यार मेरे
Ad
को।
Astra.
उसको खरीद लूँ क्या सोच रहा हूँ यार। खरीदने में
Thank you
कैसा
for
2 ही मिलेंगे मेरे को और उसमें भी नहीं
Ad
मिला
Astra Abyssal.
तो बहुत बुरा लगेगा। वेस्ट हो जाएंगे ऐसा लगेगा। चल प्राइमो के पास जाते हैं फिर इवेंट में देखते हैं कहाँ अपने पास मिल रहा है और कहाँ नहीं। एक की मिली है। कोई भी क्वेस्ट अनलॉक कर सकता हूँ मैं। डेस्टिन इनकाउंटर आर्कन क्वेस्ट। ये नहीं है शायद तक। मेरे को ये करना है। इसके लिए मेरे को एक्ट 1 स्टार्ट दिस कोर्स। ओके गलत देखा मैंने। क्या लिखा है कंप्लीट ऐसा करके लिखा है ना। Act 1। ये भी नहीं है। ये कौन सा क्वेस्ट है यार वो। सैनो का भी नहीं है। ओके ये आला है। काजुआ देखते कहाँ पे। काजुआ का क्वेस्ट करने पे बाद मिलेगा मेरे को वो जो चाहिए मेरे को। मतलब मेरा वो क्वेस्ट यहाँ पे कुछ है क्या। नहीं।
Take it easy.
एक बार कोई वाला क्वेस्ट स्टार्ट करते हैं पहले फिर बाद में देखेंगे। पहले इसमें देखते हैं कितना प्राइमो मिल रहा है मेरे को। फिर विश मांगेंगे उससे। फिर बाद में काजुआ का क्वेस्ट करेंगे। ठीक है ऐसे ही करते हैं। कहाँ है इकली।
Okay, but fish taste best when they're freshly blasted. Grill them over a fire and they'll
Don't worry, Jean has informed me about all. So, I went ahead and placed some orders at Good Hunter. Over the next few days, their chefs will be preparing the best fish fresh from the lake. Freshly cooked fish served with Clee's favorite spices and my specially prepared desserts.
Okay, then I promise I'll stay in the city and play Dodoko's Boom-tastic Adventure. I won't go fish pop.
Albedo's friend.
Anyway, I'm gonna go look for Miss. Is someone looking for us? Miss Honorary Knight at Clee was just thinking.
Oh, Little Cutie and Paimon, you're here.
We had some time on our hands and wanted... It's... Whoa, you can design...
As long as we keep Klee happy during these unique circumstances, I'm willing.
Oh, now that Paimon thinks about it, Klee mentioned albedos...
It's not too serious, but the situation still has to be treated with caution. Recently, fish species native to Sumeru have begun appearing inside her lake. Luckily, Klee noticed some fish she'd never seen before while she snuck out to play. She caught a few and showed them to Kaya. If it weren't for Klee, I'm afraid most of the local species would have already receded by the time ordinary citizens fully grasp the situation. And if a change occurs in the underwater ecosystem, it could very well affect the quality of water inside her lake.
I saved the day! I even got praised by Master Gene!
Well praised.
So that's
Klee.
what happened. Oh, good.
The investigation team sent out a few members to inspect Cider Lake and look for to avoid disturbing these little invaders. Klee has to keep her treasured bombs away for some time. The investigation team's instruments are Jean said that Albedo's busy making.
But I'm not bored anymore because Lisa invented Dodoko's Bombtastic Adventure. Miss Honorary Knight,
All right, the game table is right over. Please enjoy your.
Wait!
Don't you think it'd be a little unfair if the game's creator joined in? I don't want to spoil. Besides, as the librarian, I still have my basic responsibilities to take care of.
That just sounds like another excuse for...
Run along now. Have fun playing with Klee.
Okay, then,
देखते हैं कैसा है, मजा आएगा। पास में ही है, एक टेबल है। ये वो हाइड एंड सीक सामान कुछ नहीं है ना?
We're here, Miss Honorary Knight. This is where we'll play the... Whoa! Lisa picked it. All right, teach us how to play, Klee. I love playing Dodoko's Bombtastic Adventure with you, Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon. Thanks for playing with... Oh, right. But I know my way.
स्टार्ट गेम, ये लॉक है। आर्स नहीं दिखाया है तो मतलब अपोजिंग लाइन। स्पाइकी फिश वॉरियर, स्पाइकी फिश किल इस ट्यूनी स्ट्रॉन्गहोल्ड। योर कंपेनियन कौन है? मिंट जेली जम्पी डम्पी, कैरेमल कुकी जम्पी डम्पी। स्टार्ट करते हैं, देख लेंगे। मैं पढ़ने के चाह नहीं हूँ। एरिया ब्लास्ट दिख रहा है, ये थोड़ा ऐसा ठीक है। इसको ओके, जस्ट स्क्वायर है वैसे मैं ब्लास्ट करूँगा। तो यहाँ पे देखता हूँ मैं। कुछ हुआ नहीं। ओके मैं गलत वाले यूज़ कर रहा था जब से। मेरे को ये वाले यहाँ पे यूज़ करना था और स्कोर मेरा बहुत कम है। बुरा किया मैंने। ट्राई अगेन। ओके, फर्स्ट यार यूज़ करते हैं। ओके, तीनों स्पेस खाली हो गई है, फिर ये ठीक रहेगा। एक्स दबाने पे ब्लास्ट होगा ना वो। ओके यहाँ वाले 6 है, यहाँ वाले 2 है। ओके ये बहुत बड़ा है। सबको ट्राई करना है ना, मैंने ये गलत किया है। गुफे से करना है, रीट्राई चैलेंज, एक भी वेस्ट नहीं होने देना है। पॉइंट्स कम हो गए यहाँ पे। नो कितने पॉइंट्स कलेक्ट करने हैं वैसे?
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier.
ओके 34 पॉइंट्स, 36 पॉइंट्स। हर एक इसमें बाय 2 बढ़ रहा है क्या वो? इसमें लिखा नहीं है कितना डील करना है। बाईपास वो यूज नहीं करना था मेरे को। एक सेकंड, ये साइड चेंज होते यार, मेरे को पता नहीं था सच में। मैं एक ही साइड से ट्राई कर रहा हूँ उसको। रुक जा अभी। ओके वो लास्ट साइड छोड़ के बाकी सारे साइड चेंज होते हैं। वहाँ पे मिडिल में अपने को चाहिए दूसरा वाला, तब सही रहेगा है कि नहीं? यस मेरे को तो वही लग रहा है। और 4 बचे हैं। अभी पूरे मिला। पहले थर्ड वाला लॉक था वो खुल गया है। ओके सिंगल एक्सप्लोजन के बाद खत्म हो जाएंगे वो। ऐसे स्टार्ट करता है। ये वाले यूज करते हैं और फिर अभी अलग रहता है। वहाँ पे सेंटर वाले पे ना, एकदम सेंटर पे। यस परफेक्ट। ये वाला नॉर्मल ही है, वो है मेरे पास तो हो ही जाएगा। इसमें 38 का टारगेट था ना, अपने 42 की है। इसको जाना था पता। एकदम सेंटर में जब साथ में सब लोग आएंगे ना तब सही रहेगा, परफेक्ट रहेगा। बच गया। यहाँ से सेंटर से देंगे, नहीं यहाँ से ठीक रहेगा। फर्स्ट के 2 कैप्चर करेगा वो। ओके अभी देना सही है। मिडल वाले में ये इवेंट पूरा एक साथ अनलॉक हो चुका है, मेरे को लगा नहीं था। आने दो आने दो। यस परफेक्ट। ये वो खत्म हो गया, ये साइड से फिर दे सकते हैं, लेकिन वो ग्रास बीच में आएगा फर्स्ट टाइम में, तो उससे काम चलाना पड़ेगा अपने को। गलती कर दिया यार मैंने, बहुत जल्दी कर दिया। थोड़ा पास आ जाओ, फिर एक और बार करेंगे। अभी प्लस वाला देना चाहिए। दो को मैं भूल गया। वो यहाँ से सेंटर से एक मारना ही पड़ेगा। और बराबर गैप देखिए, वो बीच में आ गया। और बहुत पहले कर लिया मैंने, देखते हैं इसमें कुछ मिलाएगा।
Dodoko defeated Dodoko, Jumpy Dumpty, and Cleese. Sparks and Splash are the best! This game reminds Paimon of the incident happening inside her lake. Did Lisa but come to think of it, why go to the trouble of finding the invading species when they could just ask Clea to blow up? They could even give us some bombs and let us handle this!
You and Clea are two peas and odd.
Well, well. From the looks on your faces, it seems like you're having fun.
It's Lisa! You're here! We loved playing.
Thanks for playing.
Oh, yeah, no, wait. You must have spent a long time working on the game.
Aw, thank you for being so considerate. But if it helps keep you happy while you stay inside the city, of course I understand that you prefer going on your own. Anyway, I have some great news.
A gift? Actually, I have a gift for Miss Honorary Knight.
We'll get to the gifts in a moment. Let me tell you the news. That's right. 2 knights from the investigation team found the invasive species nest, and the knights have also determined the cause of their invasion. The species were accidentally introduced to the lake by a merchant without any malicious intent, so the knights let her go after some lecturing and
Luckily, they didn't cause too much. Is it time for gifts yet?
Of course. Clee's been returning home on time every day without being reminded by anyone. So,
when I was home at night, I looked through Albedo's crafting book and learned to make this. Da-da-da! Whoa! It's Dodo! I made a figure that looks like the Dodoko from Dodoko's Bombtastic Adventure. Even though I can't make it throw real, I hope it'll remind you of the fun we had together. And a big dot! With this, it'll feel like we're adventuring with Clea and Dodoko wherever we go. What's your gift, Lisa? I want to see.
well, it's a storybook about Dodoko's The little cuties return to Mondstadt and join Clea on an adventure with Dodoko. Together, they defeated a most fitting way to end.
Did you plan out the whole story?
No, I've left a blank spot in the books, but I just thought of an even better idea. Since we're all here on this special occasion.
Sure! We got to see our friends and play games. Come on then, Miss Honorary Knight and Paimon. Ready, Lisa? We had so much fun today. 3, 2, 1, Dodoko!
और ये वाला इवेंट खत्म हो गया इसके साथ। सच में छोटा सा इवेंट था। मैंने पॉइंट्स अच्छे नहीं लिया उसमें, लास्ट वाले में 31। एक और बार ट्राई करके कर लेंगे इसको। इस पर राइट मार्क नहीं है, टेक नहीं है, तो अच्छा नहीं लग रहा। बहुत सारा मोरा मिला है, देखकर बहुत लग रहा है, लेकिन है उतना ही। और एक बार विश पे से मैंने सही दिन पे मारा ना, भूटा भी नहीं मारा ना, सही है। और ये लास्ट यार कुछ नहीं है बोलने के लिए यार, नहीं मिल रहा हूँ मेरे को, बहुत बुरा टाइम चल रहा है। मेरे को लगा मिल जाएगा यार इस बार। मैंने विश मांगा, क्या हो गया? हिस्ट्री दिखा रहा है मेरे को यहाँ पे। इसकी हिस्ट्री में कम से कम मिलना तो चाहिए यार। इसकी हिस्ट्री देख के इसके आगे जाता ही नहीं है, खत्म बस। इसमें कुछ तो दे, उसमें नहीं दे रहा तो। अरे यहाँ पे मांगने के लिए कुछ नहीं है पास, और बस इतना ही। इवेंट और कोई है? इसके अलावा कोई दूसरा इवेंट नहीं है। ठीक है, ये मानता ही नहीं किया मैंने। बस यही बचा है, उसको कंप्लीट कर लेता है। अभी कर ही रहा था, उसको कर लेता। मैंने लास्ट वाला लिया पक्का। सिलेक्ट स्टेज, हाँ लास्ट ही है। यही से स्टार्ट करता है। ओपनिंग मिल गई है। अभी कैसे डिफीट करो उसको? पास में आ जाओ एक बार बस। मेरे को लगा उसको भी कैच करेंगे यार वो अंदर में, मेरे को लगा, लेकिन हुआ नहीं वैसा। तो लगने से फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। शिट, गलत साइड में। 42 चाहिए, 41 चाहिए। ट्राई अगेन करते हैं। सबसे बेस्ट वही है वहां पे मारने के लिए, उसके अलावा क्या कर सकते हैं? ये साइड से ट्राई करो अभी मैं। एक लाइन में आगे। ओके, ज़्यादा पॉइंट्स मिले इस बार। लास्ट टाइम के मुकाबले बहुत मिले हैं, और मेरे को वो चाहिए। ये साइड से लेता हूँ। इसको ही डबल लेना चाहिए मेरे को लगता है। तो टूडो को भी मारना। और फिर यार बस आखिरी वाला। हाँ इस बार हो गया। गाइड पे क्यों दिखाया एक्सक्लेमेशन मार्क उसने? फिर कुछ नहीं बचा। काजुहा के क्वेस्ट पे जाते हैं। काजुहा कौन सा वाला है? नहीं, ये वाला है।
Take it easy. Take it easy.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh?
एक काजुहा है पीछे से। नहीं, ओके वो स्वॉर्ड वाला है।
What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for
At the very least, you should make sure you've got... No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the...
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaeda? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that's none of your business.
काजुहा के लेवल पे।
You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha. Hey!
Very
don't
smart
be
woman.
mean. Anyway, just to be on the safe... Oh? What kind of hunt? A special connection? You mean... Anyway, Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
ओके रीड। पाइमन ने कहाँ पे सुना है? खाते वक्त। अच्छा यार छोड़े सब और क्वेस्ट पे फोकस करते हैं। जल्दी से जल्दी करेंगे इसको क्योंकि एक मेरे को मिलेगा इंटरट्वाइंड फेथ, इसलिए।
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive. Well, if it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of... Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time.
Oh!
I've heard bits. Is it really as big? Really? He was called away earlier. I thought they'd come to him.
Just a little while ago. Thank you. Guess what?
All right then.
मेरे को लगा पानी में घुसे हो, बच गई।
Take it easy.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the Almighty Shogun, the Tri-Commission. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed. In short, there came a we later learned that considering Mr. in the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui,
This is a true honor. However,
I can assure you, with the Kaidahara, you will be able to lead.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall wall, yet my ancestors...
I sense some hesitation. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently...
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise phrase that.
Well, to some, the Musono Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result,
What?
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more...
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public but perhaps if the shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands...
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment.
Yikes! We nearly forgot.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by...
All the more reason to.
Indeed.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler and investigate...
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town.
संगो संगो नाम है ना उसका शायद तक
Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
रियूजी नहीं वो लड़की का नाम ऐसा अलग सा कुछ है रियूजी इसका असिस्टेंट है और वो है नहीं ये है संगो नाम है उसका
Hey there. Do you know if it?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an...
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. Mr. Kaedehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, some of them were offering...
Millions of Mora?
Please, accept my thanks for looking out.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads. I thought you might have some information from...
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that matter. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get it.
Uh-oh. Looks like the trip.
I still find it difficult to believe few people possess your prowess in battle. I am well aware of your... It would cause me for the poor victim.
Don't worry.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you.
You flatter me.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last... Let me tell you about it.
Sure.
All right, then. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma...
Amenoma. Now there...
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of... Two grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is...
Understood. Though it seems highly unlikely to me.
Sure. Can't hurt. We...
Thank you, Ryuji.
Sounds good.
Take it easy.
Amenoma files.
Okay.
Ah, if it...
Yes. The Kaedahara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, after I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my... let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the techniques of blade making were personally... Unfortunately,
So sick.
It is a great pity indeed. As an example, the Amenoma art strives. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out. Until, as for the art...
That's right. For only a blade thus forged can...
Indeed, you are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate me. But let's get back. We hope to assist with the investigation.
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word, but I've done what I can, so...
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too.
Yes. I believe he went to collect the item from... Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thought?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts.
Truth be told, we have some information that, based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only...
What? No. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never... But, with that, I also cannot... Anyway, should you...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the... Let's pay a visit to the Nagato house.
हाउस ओके दिख रहा है बंदा खड़ा है इससे बात करना मेरे को लगा वो है इससे बात कर सकते हैं ऐसे गावा
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing and...
No, you misunderstand us.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collector... I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information...
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid... He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him... Everything was fine when we first got married. But as time went by, things changed for the...
Uh-oh!
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just... Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring. I'm happy he has... On the last day that I...
Whoa!
And that led to...
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits? And I also... The next thing I heard was...
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to...
At first, I assumed they must... But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to...
Maybe he was
I don't know. He just Perhaps he's too... As long as he's...
Please don't get up. If collecting... But the information we get...
a little confusing. convincing. More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery. Rest assured.
Thank you.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the cat. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. Though its exact role, do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that... Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interest. Amenoma Yuya. Maybe he they thought of fire, but one fact, Mr. Nagato, the more I ponder it, right. Amenoma Yuya.
Darn!
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay.
Let's head out of the...
कितना दूर है? पास में ही है. टेलीपोर्ट पॉइंट है ना वहाँ पे. सही. डायरेक्टली जा सकते तो फिर क्यों नहीं जाना?
Wait, I hear something up.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds as sketchy as that whole thing seems. You did put it to good use.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but it felt very much like that ancient... Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
So it's an
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resides...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of... From what I've been... But most will... Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. Step back. I'll open the door and take... If we don't open this door, we can move no You needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the...
That was too scary.
All we can do now, two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let quiet your mind.
Okay. Black fog को follow करना चाहता है. Follow the center.
Take it easy.
Fog, please.
From this point, the trail appears the main source of the Tatarigami energy.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls. They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing our attention. Let's take a closer look.
I see everything.
Busted.
By the looks of it, a letter. Written... Well... According to this letter, A conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded.
So, where...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Whatever traces there may have been of... Yes, if Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, for a practitioner, all the clues that I have a hypothesis.
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish. On with the search.
काजुआ का लास्ट टाइम भी जो क्वेस्ट में आया था वो तो शायद तक ऐसा विंड वाला बहुत ज़्यादा देता है उसका एलिमेंट है इसमें बोर्ड के पास है
Why here?
I'm not sure, but on closer... Show yourself!
Kaede Harakazua. It's you, at last.
Aha! What's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenoma Yuya that's... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in...
Now that you mention it... Whoa! Surely you don't mean...
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects. Then the blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy,
You're sharper than I thought. You've already did. Many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the East as a descendant.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed. He was a and sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the great... In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most...
So... swords?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind. After the death of I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might...
So Amenoma Yuya, tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've...
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but two. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back.
You're awful.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed at long last. I'm approaching Kaede Harakaz now.
थोड़ा पास से इधर
One with nature.
ऐसे टाइम लगे यार
Shine down! Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey.
Me!
Into the wind.
History! Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling no one.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that is... Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls... He is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life if... And even if I were by any means...
Your fighting style. It is in... But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and...
Really? You can tell all...
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts.
Thoughts
Since
and
the blade
feelings.
is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without... On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin arts. In that regard, why would I...
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to... Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined to fulfill... I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing... But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this?
You returned to Inazuma to prove even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence! I must achieve my goal. This was his life. I will concede that you are...
And you should...
Easy for you to... I have
मैं
no
पढ़
need
के
of
रहूं।
anything that would stand in my way.
How stubborn. I do not believe...
Very well. Once we have dealt...
And as for your end of...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the cursed blades, the power of the Tatari... Even if things... We have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woe now.
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first, but it's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, if he wants to avoid reality...
Wait a minute! Since the Takatsukasa clan abandoned that secret base... what about...
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet.
Are we sure this... Okay,
कहाँ गया वो? खड़ा था ना अभी यहाँ पे। और यहाँ पे है वो। ऊपर क्लाइम करना है। जंप मारेगा। क्लाइम करने से जंप मारना पड़ेगा। काजू है तो फिर यूज करना नहीं पड़ेगा। अमीनो वाला कैरेक्टर की जरूरत नहीं है।
Leave everything on this journey to me. One with nature. The wind knows me.
Let's get down to business.
थोड़ा पास आ जाओ।
How's this?
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
how are you feeling?
I'm all right. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think...
Something else on your...
How strange. Rather than let's keep going. Time to go.
Trial character.
It's my lucky day.
थोड़ा पास आ जाओ.
Into the wind.
एक का आ गया. वही दिख नहीं रहा था मुझे.
The wind knows me.
Finally, I to the ferry.
Voice low है यार. सच में.
Into the wind.
इस बार बहुत ज़्यादा होगा.
It's my lucky day.
As one with wind and cloud.
Whoa, something's up with the blade.
I can sense that he cannot hold out much.
But what would that?
I will be careful with it. He's...
यहाँ पे कोई चेस्ट है नहीं वरना. है क्या? नहीं है. वॉइस लो है मेरी. यार अगली बार बेटर ट्राई करूँगा मैं.
Fall before me.
थोड़ा सा बच. डॉज करना नहीं मिला.
Into the wind.
Isn't over.
आएगा.
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. The wind knows me.
Cut down. Like this.
Are you okay?
Yes.
The sheen's grown
Perhaps this time?
true form. What are you? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kai. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is I've finally figured out why it was that you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be but regrettably we are nothing alike. I will never be the only one who...
There they are. Take them down.
Where do they keep Yup. We
Don't worry. It's just more...
Let's get down to business.
Into the wind.
मेरे को पता रहता ये लोग आने वाले हैं. तो फिर मैं यूज नहीं करता. एलिमेंटल बर्स्ट यूज नहीं करता. तो इसको अभी भरने के लिए टाइम लगेगा. और ये आखिर वाला काम करने वाला है.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
you fought.
You are a true Kaedeha. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would...
But in this too you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not... Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an out. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I... Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power, skill, blade, determination, and desire. There is something else I must... Tatarigami is a malevolent... Though you tried to... I resisted it. I feel a great sense the moment you embarked on... You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly? I said to him,
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively.
Wow. That was the blade?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best. He spent the rest of his life in the forge. Not to vent his frustration and hatred. He felt intent, so all he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blades.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the...
Right. This blade... Yes. It is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, he seems to have...
When I look, I once told, but darkness. Not only did I fail to fulfill...
You are finally seeing
Since we agreed, but I still... So, may I...
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too?
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, my physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some...
His attitude has... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. Alas, nor have I... My fights were devoted. You are a fine...
Oh?
I will release Ame-no-ma Yuya and restore his consciousness. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and...
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up.
I see. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move. More Ronin could have... In any case...
एक चेस्ट दिख रही है मेरे को कहीं पास में ही है नीचे में पता नहीं कैसे दिख रही है तो ले लेता कोई चैलेंज करने से मिली होगी नहीं तो दिखते नहीं है यार ऐसे
Find anything you like?
Find anything you like.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the crux. Yep, we still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor.
Successor of...
Honored to cross blade.
It is my honor.
ये फिर से मैं क्यों कार्ड सीन निकाल दो खत्म करो
One with nature. Into the wind.
बस हो जाएगा लास्ट वाला
One with nature. As one with wind and cloud. into the wind.
आ गया
One with nature.
Thank you for the... Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands, his sense of
You also fought well. There are a few things.
I must apologize to
You need not seek my forgiveness. Nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victims. It is too late for all.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed. I beseech you.
Yes. I too trust Mr. Kai.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but
क्या आमिनो नहीं आमानी ओ मैं बोला नहीं हमरा क्या था वो उसका नाम क्या था आमिन नहीं नुमो
I am sorry to have...
A prized but I have some good...
Really?
Yes. Badly... And now that he...
I think I know what you want.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the...
Yes. He said he wants to take control.
What? No!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me I have decided...
But...
Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let...
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's what his consciousness will do.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bear only in the final moments. Before his consciousness faded, was he willing to...
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going. Speaking for myself, I understand. Perhaps this hearing his your quest to face the gods and trace after everything I've seen.
Oh.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait! Shouldn't we also go up?
Oh, you're right. And it's also time.
अच्छा बाहर खड़ा है वो अंदर बुलाना बहुत मुश्किल बहुत चलना पड़ता है X ले नहीं रहता हूँ
You've returned. The Tenryou Commission.
Wow, you should.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using... By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study, and so it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find...
You miss...
I am aware.
Very well. However, if you should...
Great.
Where will you travel to?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
और वो कहाँ आने वाला है?
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with Nahida. Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else? And as for your brother... Whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Nahida. ए क्वेस्ट फॉलो नहीं किया क्या उसने? मेरे को विश मिला क्या? नहीं मिला है.
Take it easy.
145. और बाय में तो कुछ नहीं है. तो लगा पड़ा होगा कभी लिया तो. मजाक कर रहा हूँ. एक विश पे मिलने वाला है मेरे को वो. ए तो फिर एक ट्राई कर सकते हैं. कोई एक प्लेयर है अपग्रेड के लिए. ये है लेकिन कुछ है नहीं उसके मेरे पास. इसको अपग्रेड के लिए देना है लेकिन इसकी कमी है. फिर क्वेस्ट पे फोकस करते हैं. हाँ एक जगह मैंने इसको ग्रो किया है. ये पॉट में किया है. इसका पॉट थोड़ा अलग है. देख लेते हैं ना मिल जाएगा ये तो. मैंने इतनी सारी चिरी देखा मेरे को लगा किया कि नहीं किया मैंने. ग्रो तो किया है. चल 4 कम हो गए और कुछ नहीं है.
Maybe you're not...
Back.
If you ever have...
चाजम में यहाँ पे मिल जाएंगे मेरे को अगर ढूंढना तो जल्दी से. पॉट लेफ्ट किया है. ये रहे दो.
Everyone hold hands!
ये से एक रूट फॉलो करना है मिल जाएंगे. वो रहा वहाँ से. जस्ट अप जाना है और कहीं नहीं. और जा चढ़े। और किस साइड से है यहाँ पे, और कहाँ पे मिल गया? वो वहाँ पे है उस साइड में।
I see everything. Commit it to memory.
वॉरियर स्पीयर। ओके वो क्वेस्ट है, उसमें मिलेगा। यहीं पे एक क्वेस्ट है एक नीचे में। इस पर जा नहीं रहा हूँ मैं, वो अलग बात है। हो गया है क्या? हाँ दिख तो रहा है। 21 कर लिया अपन ने कलेक्ट। फास्ट ही है यार। हवा चल रही थी। ओके मैं गलत जगह बाय करने गया था। यहाँ परमानेंट वेस्ट में कभी कुछ नहीं मिला यार अभी तक। कभी कुछ नहीं मिला, एक भी नहीं। इतना बुरा क्यों चल रहा है? फॉलो नहीं किया क्या? ओके फिर ये क्वेस्ट में एक मिलेगा अपने को।
Come
Intertwined
on,
page.
seriously.
Well, if it's...
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area. I want to write...
Yes, you came...
Did one of
Archon
them just
quest ही
mention
चालू किया है ना
Tatara?
मैंने?
Is it just Paimon or is it kinda great? Let's go find out what this Tatara's...
लग तो वही रहा है। ये वाला नहीं, गलत वाला नहीं करना है ना, फिर अपने इंटर पॉइंट नहीं मिलेंगे
I
अपने।
guess I'll go with my text. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence.
Oh, so what? For the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kind of... traveler,
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking.
My teacher...
If you don't...
hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Apart from the...
That's right.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happened?
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I...
Stop
This part's important. It just so happens that even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of
Wait, so there are two missing...
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of...
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah,
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaida heart?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be...
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human.
But a puppet. फिर एक ही जाना सकता है। ये मेरे को बता।
Aha! Judge.
No! Paimon just meant...
I agree. It does.
Oh, and please read my... Sawada was... Oh, how about if I plug...
Wait! You're allowed to just make stuff...
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. Besides, if the...
good point. Okay.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your...
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info...
Hey, so... Okay, then, even if we did know something about it, we probably... After all, we kicked his butt and got... If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... The Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
और वो है उधर।
Traveler, Paimon, Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the Balladeer. Did he escape or...
Sure enough.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surastana? I know you must have a lot of questions. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal. A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around? But if that's the case...
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida...
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But, Paimon... Don't you dare try to drive a wedge! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in me.
Well...
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. The Balladeers Plus. Wait a second. I take no pleasure in saying this, but...
Sometimes it's you using them. So as long as you have some value to offer...
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living...
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear. Don't you? And
yeah, obviously! Then let's put that discussion to... Today can be a trial.
all right.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, yes. As I told you once before... Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason... You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twins' details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important... It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, the amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descender. Exactly! Or... I understand. But sometimes, how things will go in the future depends... Our minds have... As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against... If this deal with the Balladeer hits my pleasure... Paimon's still worried about this idea. I was gonna contact you about that. In fact, even though, of course, I'll be there to help guide you. Great. Prepare yourselves. Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that...
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know...
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up...
Sounds like a successful run. I need to be quite unlike anywhere. I know there are many grievances. Fine. Let's call it...
Let's cut each... Per my agreement with... If there are no... Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start...
Soul access... Is this a small sap? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So, ooh.
Ermin's soul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Pick your jaws up off the floor.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of every...
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Can you still sense where the heart...
Yes.
Permission granted.
Let's go.
Hey, so...
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got... Anything's possible.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Ermin's soul. Be careful not to touch them.
तो टच करना ट्राई करना था मैं.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good. You made...
Ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive current. The Balladeer's actually doing what... The rest is up to you.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the traveler. Yes, I've also... Huh? What the... We can talk to each other inside our head? That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. Paimon's never tried this before. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back. As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Perhaps today will be... well done. So... Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're... Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida. If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on. Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Oh? How interesting. Those two men... So the Gese got it right? Well, They guessed right about one thing.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved. Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of... Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So,
Still looking.
Wait! How did you know about that?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace, huh?
This light...
Anonymous data.
Hey! Don't you forget the agreement!
Shh!
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's
There's no one else who can...
Is that so? I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have under your, as I understand, the forging industry skills.
Yes, well, you allowed Akame to take all, even now.
You flat.
So you say.
My goods.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. What have we gained from adopting? And recently, none of the people who went out, but that doesn't faze you.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator.
After all. Why, Mr. Niwa?
Enough! I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end. I'm in charge here.
Judging from the look in your eyes.
You dropped the act. We're past that now. Whoever... I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you...
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit. I thought I'd disguise myself exceptional. It's a long... And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
Oh, but you're quite wrong.
Whoever you're working for...
It's no trouble at all. If you must know, I'm happy...
The Fatui?
Just to create a...
That's it. That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul... My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of prevent... It is easier for a person to make no mistake.
He has nothing.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It all... Think of me as... I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, Mr. Niwa. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. I'd like to
Hey!
Dottore. Good.
Was that... the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why did we see things from his perspective? When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind.
Maybe so. But it means...
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I. Let's give him some space. We need to give him some time to process his emotions. I'm still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. Nobody has so now you have... It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Of all the unwit after the events, the load was far. The mechanic removed. The balladeer was... He thought Niwa had... Holy moly.
Next time doctor की बारी है
So the
तो.
Yes.
हो सकता है बोलने के लिए।
Dottori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies. It won't. I'll keep my end of...
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat. Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me, just... you look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was...
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived, and plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens respond.
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take...
Huh?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question. Give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, So tell me, in this world, is it Done.
Huh? What?
Nothing. So long.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time.